There we go. All right, guys. If you've been fat for a while and you're desperately trying to lose weight and you're tired of being fat, you've been trying everything. You tried this diet, carnivore, you tried keto, you tried vegan, you tried vegetarian, you tried fasting, you tried working out more, you tried fitness apps. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get ripped, if you're trying to get jacked and you've really been struggling, then I just wanted to give you guys my take on things. And obviously, fitness is important to a lot of people, especially when people start getting into their 30s. They really start to focus on their health. Maybe you just had some kids, or maybe you're trying to have kids, or maybe you just let yourself go in your 20s and you're trying to make a change in your life. Everyone's got their different reasons. Some people, maybe it's for your dating life. You feel like if you weren't so fat, maybe you'd have more options and you'd be more desired and you'd be able to attract the person that you want to attract. There's a million different reasons why you might want to get in shape. But again, the reason why you've clicked on this video is because what you're trying just isn't working. And the thing is that you're always going to have times in your life when things are difficult for you. You know, they say everything's difficult until you learn how to do it, right? What does that mean? I mean, with anything really. Even learning how to write your name. It's something that is easy to do, but when you first started, it wasn't easy for you. You had to learn. There was a learning process, right? If even something like learning to ride a bike, yeah, sure, it's easy now, but it's a learning process, right? So even when it comes to weight loss, you just got to keep in mind that it's a learning process, right? The more you learn and the more you apply yourself over time, when you learn what's necessary and you develop the right habits to where it's easy to do what's necessary and you can do it without even thinking. Because it's one thing to know what to do, but it's another thing to be able to go out and execute and get things done on a daily basis. And I just really wanted to share a few things that I feel would help a lot of people who are trying to get in shape, trying to get jacked, trying to get that six pack. And so I'm just going to give you guys a few tips that worked for me. I've been in fitness probably since I was a young kid, really. I started out with sports. I was always the skinny kid. I wanted to build muscle and I was just obsessed with gaining weight. And then obviously the thing is you learn the bulk, you learn calories, and then the next thing you know, it's like you're overweight and you're trying to lose weight, right? But I've been on both ends of the spectrum, been skinny, wanting to get big, been overweight, trying to get lean. And with this video, obviously it's about people who want to get lean, get that six pack, get in shape. And what I really want to give you guys is something that's actually useful, something to where you can watch this video and then after you watch this video, you leave and you think to yourself, you know what? I probably can get in shape. And that's what I wanted to give to you guys today. So you're probably thinking, what is it that could help me finally get in shape? What is it that could actually make the difference between everything I've been doing versus, because obviously with everything that you're doing right now, maybe it's got you varying results. Maybe you see the scale drop and then it goes back up. Or maybe you actually lost a lot of weight, but then some time went by and then you gained the weight back and you gained even more weight. Or maybe you tried something and you just simply weren't able to stick to it for long enough to actually even see any results. And regardless of what your situation is, I feel like what I'm going to share with you today is definitely going to put you in a place that's more advantageous to where you're actually going to be more likely to be able to get the body that you want. And so how I want to start this off is that, because the thing is that there's information out there already. One quick Google search, one quick YouTube search, whether you use YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever platform it is, there's information out there to get in shape. But where a lot of people go wrong is that there's actually too much information out there. And a lot of the information is obviously conflicting. One person will tell you one thing, the next person will tell you something different. And when you're a beginner and you're unsure of which direction to follow, what ends up happening is one day you're listening to this person, and then the next day you flip and you listen to the next person, and basically you have no direction. You're over here, then you're over there, and the scale does the same thing. right? 1 minute it's up, 1 minute it's down. 1 minute you look in the mirror, you feel like you're making progress. Then you haven't changed anything and you look in the mirror and it looks like you've gained weight and got fat again. So the main thing I wanted to give people, because a lot of these issues actually come from a lack of confidence and a lack of belief. If I were to say to you, do you believe in whatever fitness program that you're following? You'd probably say yeah. But if I asked you, do you 100% believe in the fitness program that you're following? Chances are you don't have 100% belief that you're actually going to get the body that you want if you follow the current fitness program that you're on, or the current fitness programs that you've tried in the past. And realistically, belief is a major thing when it comes to just getting anything accomplished in life. If you don't have that confidence, then when things go astray, when things don't look like they're going to pan out, it's really difficult to stick with what you're doing. And as we know, if you can't stick with things, you can't be consistent, you're never going to succeed. So the real question is how do you get that belief? How do you find something and say, I know for sure this is going to work? Just because to be able to do that on your own, let's be honest, it's virtually impossible, right? What you can do on your own, though, is be unsure of something and give it a try anyway, right? But obviously that's not going to have the same effect and the same impact as if you wholeheartedly believe in something. Because when you do believe in something, not only are you more likely to stick with things, but there's a shift in your mindset, right? When you wake up, you're excited because you know it's going to work. When you're doing that workout, or when you change your diet, you're excited because it's going to work. And not only does that make you more likely to stick with what you're doing, it actually changes your brain chemistry, because when you feel different emotions, it affects your hormones. It affects how your body is going to respond. If I have something and I don't believe in it and I'm discouraged, that's going to spike your stress hormones. That's going to make you hold more water weight. That's going to make you hold more body fat. Versus if you really wholeheartedly believe in something and you know this is going to work, this is going to change your life, then when you're making all these changes, it becomes a positive and you build momentum because you believe in it, because you have that confidence. So that's why confidence is such a big thing, because it's not just, oh, it makes you more likely to stick with things. No, it actually changes your physiology. It changes your body chemistry. It changes your hormone levels. And we all know a massive part of losing weight and building muscle are hormones, which is why confidence is so important and something that's not really talked about that much when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to getting ripped, when it comes to getting a six pack, when it comes to getting the body that you want, the body of your dreams. Because it's something to be excited about. I mean, yeah, sure, when you think about just the aesthetics of things, it's a bit shallow, but on a deeper level, what it's doing for your life when it comes to that confidence, that's going to change how you carry yourself in life. When it comes to your health, it's going to change your energy levels. It's going to give you that ability to push in whatever aspect of life you decide to pursue. You're going to become a whole different person. You're going to become a better person. You're going to become a greater person just by getting in shape. And a lot of people don't have access to that because there's a lack of confidence. And when it comes to confidence, because obviously a lot of it's internal, but then there's also external factors as well. That's the people that are around you, the people that you speak with, their beliefs. Because the thing is that we're social creatures. As human beings, we're social creatures. If I have an idea and I share that idea, that's going to impact other people. Versus if they have their ideas and they're vocal about it, that's going to impact my life. That's going to have an impact on how I feel about what I'm working on. Because there's this word that people use a lot. It's called resonance. And it's when the people around you are on the same wavelength, just mentally, they're focused on the same thing and they're excited about the same thing. It really helps you to boost your spirits. It really helps to lift you up when things aren't going your way. And that's something that's very underrated, especially just in general nowadays with just relationships and just human connections in general. Obviously with social media and the internet, it's a double-edged sword because there's all this information out there, but a lot of people actually struggle having those face-to-face relationships, or just having people in their life that they can actually share their goals and their dreams and their aspirations with. But just in terms of obviously getting in shape and getting that six pack, confidence is key, right? If you can develop that confidence, everything else gets so much easier, right? Because the thing is like when you know something is going to work, it's so easy to do it. It's so easy. But when you do lack that confidence and you lack that self-belief, it's so easy to quit. It's so easy to get discouraged. It's so easy to think, oh, this isn't going to work anyway. So that's why that confidence is key. And what I want to give you guys, obviously, is ways to develop that confidence, is ways to where you can get the confidence you need so you can get the body that you want, right? So let's talk about building up your confidence so you can get in shape and get that body that you want. So with confidence, there's you, and then there's the people around you, right? So right now, what I want to do, because obviously I want to give you something that you can use today, right now, after this video. So let's focus on what we have the most control over, which is obviously yourself. So let's talk about the internal when it comes to confidence. Because a lot of people don't know how to build confidence. A lot of people think, oh, it's just something that you're born with. No, confidence is something that's built over time through actions. If you think of it, if you compare it to something in life, for instance, let's talk about driving a car. First time you get behind the wheel, it can even be a bit nerve-wracking. You put it in drive and then, oh shoot, the car's moving. Oh, how much do I have to turn the wheel to what's going on? Oh, there's a car over there. Oh, there's a person walking over there, right? But if you look at someone who's been driving for 5 years, is they get behind the wheel and without even thinking about it, they just go. But they weren't like that on day one, right? Because they developed the confidence. So how did they develop that confidence? Obvious. Day after day, they got behind the wheel and they drove, right? It's consistency. You gain confidence by doing something over and over again. So when it comes to fitness and fat loss and getting a six pack and getting jacked and getting the body of your dreams, if you want to develop your confidence, what you must do is take action. You must begin. You must start your journey. And just to keep it clear, you're not going to feel confident on day one. You won't, because you haven't done anything yet. Confidence comes from you doing something over and over again, and you seeing the same result over and over again, and that result being you moving in the right direction, right? So confidence comes from you taking action and seeing progress, taking action and seeing progress, taking action and seeing progress. And then once enough action has been taken and enough progress has been made, you start to form the habit. You start to form the belief system. Oh, every time I take this action, I see progress. So let me keep taking this action. And then you keep seeing progress and you get more and more and more and more confident. So if you want to develop that confidence, obviously two things need to happen. One, you need to take action. And then two, you need to see progress. So how do you go about doing that when it comes to fitness? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly how you do that. And this is something that I talk about a lot. So if you've seen a lot of my other videos, you probably already know where this is going. And the first thing I'm going to tell you to do if you want to build confidence is to start tracking everything that you're doing. It's to start writing down what you're doing, right? When it comes to fitness, how do you see progress? You see progress through diet and exercise, right? I'm pretty sure across the board, everyone will agree with that. Diet and exercise is how you see progress with fitness. But what a lot of people don't realize is if they don't track what they're doing, especially if you're a beginner and especially if you're unsure of yourself, you will not be able to see how much progress you've actually made. Because the thing is that if you actually realize how much progress you were making, you would keep going. If you saw how much progress you were making, you would start to develop confidence. But there's a disconnect. See, you are making progress, but you can't see it. And that's where the lack of confidence comes from. It's the fact that you can't see the progress that you're making. That's why tracking things is so important. That's why having a plan is so important. Because you can tell yourself, when you have that plan, you can tell yourself logically, this should work. And then when you track things, you can visibly see that this is working. And when you know it is working, that's when you'll start developing your confidence, because you're taking action and you're seeing progress. And you continue to do that, you get more and more and more confident, and then you build momentum, and then getting in shape becomes fun. You enjoy it. You can't wait to get up. You can't wait to go to the gym. You can't wait to eat the food that you prepared because it's going to get you closer to what you want. So that's my advice to you guys, is simply to obviously to have a plan and to track things, because what that will allow you to do is build confidence and see your progress. And I guarantee you, if you do those two things, you will continue on your fitness journey and you will get and achieve the body that you want. Because when you gain that confidence, what starts to happen is you have all this extra energy because you're feeling good. And then you start looking for ways to get to the next level and improve even more. And you start learning new information and you start trying different things. And then you start to understand how your body reacts in particular. And you get more experience and more confidence and more progress. And then you become unstoppable. So that's what I wanted to give you guys, is that confidence comes from taking action and seeing progress. So take action, but the only way you're going to see progress is if you can compare. And the only way you can compare is if you keep track of things. So write stuff down, keep track of things. And if you need help, then just reach out. Obviously, I'm helping people get in shape and get six packs and change their lives for the better. So if you do need help, obviously just reach out, whether that's checking the link in the description or in the comments or clicking the link somewhere. Obviously, we're out here to help. We're going to do our best in 2026. I hope this helps, and I hope you get that six pack. Peace.